Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's bird video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's bird video. Day 10 will take us to the 11th of May. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with this GavsWeatherVids and ECM ensembles. Maybe we'll chat a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. Gets us pretty much to the end of May. And we'll also have a look at the opening salvo from the CFS for June as well. So all of that to come. I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first. A video release today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've also released Terry Scully's May forecast. Quite an interesting forecast, that one. And got a new forecast coming up for you at 7 PM this evening. But for the first time ever, we're going to have a go at predicting the 2024 Atlantic tropical storm and hurricane season. So something I've always thought about trying to do, but this year I thought I'd bite the bullet and actually, try and produce a forecast. Now, you gotta see what you make of it. I did it about a week ago, and I thought, like, 1st of May would be the right date to release that. So check it out, 7 PM this evening, see what you think, and see what we're forecasting, what I'm forecasting for the 2024 hurricane season. Please like, share, and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Only need to put on around 70 subscribers to get to 18.2k. So if you could give us a sub, that'd be absolutely incredible and fantastic. And thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Okay, let's start our centering temperature. Just confirming that the CT came in at 9.6. That was 1.7 degrees above 61 to 1990 average, just over half a degree above the 91 to 2020 average. So against the old and cold temperature average of 61 to 1990, significantly above average, but not anywhere near as above average compared to the more recent 30-year temperature average, but still above even on that average as well. So the warm start to 2024 continues. Of course, we confirm that January wasn't overly so, actually, just 0.9 degrees above the 61 to 1990 average, but February was 4 degrees above 61 to 1990 average, almost the warmest in the entire CT record, and 2.5 degrees above average for March as well. So has been a very mild, or if not quite warm, sort of previous 3 months anyway. Right, okay, so let's push on to have a look at the GFS upper air temperature precipitation ensembles. The red line is above 30-year upper air temperature average for London. We're starting up above average at the moment. We're going to be going even more above average overnight tonight and into tomorrow. That's as a fungy plume pushes up from the south. Could be some big downpours with that. Check out 6 AM forecast for more. And then after that, we see the upper air temperature coming down closer to average as we push on through the bank holiday weekend. Just generally hovering around to a little bit above average, really, through the first half of May. Now, once like the next day or so is out of the way, but will be quite warm. Nothing overly dramatic showing up there from an upper air temperature perspective. Precipitation-wise, for next week looking quite unsettled, actually. The first week of May shaping up to be fairly wet by the look of it. Then we're going drier, though, through the second week of May, before maybe mid-month start to see things going unsettled yet again. That's a long way off, though, and is therefore in the extended range and unreliable. Temperature anomalies from the 1st of the 9th of May, a little bit above average. And precipitation anomalies from the 1st to the 9th of May. Well, look at this. We're back to wetter than average conditions again for England and Wales, anyway. Northern and western Scotland drier. Now, the promise of like a dry or a drier sort of start to May has really gone out of the window, gone down the tubes, and we're back to a wetter than average first week or so of May, or first 10 days of May. Oh dear. Latest wind map from earth.nullschool.net shows that we've got low pressure to the west of UK and Ireland today. We're bringing the wind in from an easterly direction. Got a lot of unstable air sitting to our south as well. Hence, risk of a bit of thunder in some counties tonight. Right, let's start going through the chart data then. It's our latest UK Met Euro run. It's looking for midnight on Saturday. Low pressure sitting to our southwest, and that low pressure starts meandering its way in overnight Saturday into Sunday, probably bringing more wet weather. That's bank holiday Monday, now finding us under a trough of low pressure, so showers or longer spells of rain. That gets out of the way as we go into the middle of next week, but another low then moves in. So up to next Wednesday, the UK Met Euro run looking unsettled and has definitely taken a turn for the worse. Has definitely taken a turn for the more unsettled side of things. From the weekend, from the bank holiday weekend, and into at least the middle of next week anyway. Low pressure is in the ascendancy there. I can't again bring low pressure in from the Atlantic, perhaps a little bit less strongly so over bank holiday weekend, but still an influence from low pressure anyway, potentially bringing something rather showery. And then we go into the middle of next week. We're under a trough of low pressure then. A ridge building out in the Atlantic might promise some dry weather after the middle of next week, but up to middle of next week, Icon also looking at the very least pretty showery. We're without the KMA again today. Not sure what's gone wrong with that model at Metro Sierra, but it's not updating as it should. So we will move on to the GFS midnight run. And once more, we find that we've got low pressure out in the Atlantic on Saturday. And then over the weekend, we have low pressure into the west of the country. Ridge building to the east, so that's trying to fend off the low pressures. This is why it's such a complicated pattern, by the way, for the bank holiday weekend. Now, these areas of low pressure are coming up against a ridge that's trying to build to east. Obviously, the GFS has that ridge a little bit more stronger than like the UK Met and Icon, for example. So in the end, the trough low pressure sinks away to the south by the middle of next week, and high pressure begins to build then. So we get to about day 8, 9, 10, and we're back under an area of high pressure at 1,030 millibars. That's the scenario at day 10, with an area of high pressure, an anticyclone sitting over the country, turning dry and warm at that point. The high pressure sticks around for a couple more days, but then begins to break down as the lower pressure starts heading back in from off the Atlantic once again. So that's how we end up with the GFS midnight run. Gets us to the 17th of May, and really a trough of low pressure is bringing showery conditions then. The GFS 6, the latest GFS, at the time we're recording this, is looking like this. So again, rather showery over the bank holiday weekend, particularly for more southern and western regions. A little bit less strong with that ridge to the east. Means that for England and Wales anyway, probably quite a showery sort of bank holiday weekend to come. Beyond that, again, same idea as the midnight run. The low pressure gets out of the way after the bank holiday weekend, and high pressure then starts to take over and brings something a little bit drier and warmer through the second week of May. That's day 10, 11th of May, under a ridge of high pressure. However, that very quickly breaks down with the GFS 6 there, and by the 13th of May, we're well beyond day 10 of course now, but by the 13th of May, we're back to much cooler with northeast winds and also much more unsettled weather as low pressure comes in from off the Atlantic, and just generally quite a unsettled GFS 6 then in the extended, with low pressure taking back control once again. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe, and show everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment and say what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. We think show everyone for doing that. 70 subscribers will get us to 18.2k. So if you could give us a sub, that would be absolutely incredible. Tell your friends to subscribe as well. And thank you so much everyone for doing that. GM again with low pressure in the Atlantic for Saturday, and then through the bank holiday weekend, the low pressure comes meandering in, bringing further showery conditions at times. That's how we're looking by Tuesday the 7th, under a little area of low pressure at the very least. There will be showers with that. Beyond the bank holiday weekend, high pressure then takes over for a little while anyway. It brings a couple of drier days, but by the end of the GM run, gets us to the 11th of May, day 10. We're back into those cool and showery northerly winds again. And then the ECM looking like this. So, once again, we've got low pressure meandering in from the Atlantic through the bank holiday weekend. That is looking very showery, I have to say, and quite quite cool as well. Certainly not mild or warm. Beyond that, with a higher pressure trying to build in through the middle part of next week, bring something a little bit drier and warmer. That's a scenario at day 10. So we are under high pressure. We're putting in a bit of a northeasterly flow, so it won't be overly warm, but it is a little bit more settled anyway at day 10. How long again that ridge would last for remains to be seen, though. This is a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from meteo.com. Lots of heavy showers, made some thunderstorms in the far south and southwest tonight. Now we go through to tomorrow. We might send those showers a little bit further northwards to parts of Wales and the Midlands, and then more perhaps coming in overnight from Thursday to Friday. So Friday again could bring some heavy showers, maybe some thunderstorms, parts of the Midlands and Northern England this time. Into the weekend, well, Saturday's not too bad, but Sunday does turn very showery. Some heavy showers mixed in there. And showery conditions continue into Bank Holiday Monday as well, particularly for more southern and eastern regions, actually. Beyond that, well, the trend is towards high pressure, so things begin to dry out through the middle and latter stages of next week, turning drier under that anticyclone then. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 11th of May from the Ice Met Office. 24 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure over and to the north of the country, being mostly dry. Not overly warm, but mostly dry and settled weather with that anyway. 22 with high pressure again over the top of the country. And then 5 with high just a little bit further out to the west. Low pressure over Scandinavia. And that could bring in a bit more of a showery northerly flow. Most of the options, though, look like we're involving high pressure at day 10. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. And it gets us to the 16th of May. 13 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure ridging through the coast. That should bring mostly dry weather and probably quite warm weather as well, with winds coming in from the southeast. We've got 12 with high pressure between Greenland and Scandinavia. Low pressure is over the low countries. That will bring the wind in from an easterly direction. We've got 8 with high pressure just out to our west. Low pressure across Scandinavia, rather cool and showery. With that, we've got another 8 with high pressure just to the north. So mostly dry back. We've got 7 with low pressure digging in across the northwest Europe. Obviously, that's much more unsettled, and 3 with low pressure right over the top of the country. Now, they're the 2 unsettled options. 7 and 3 would make 10. That's right, isn't it? And then the rest are involving higher pressure, really. So looks like high pressure might stick around to 2 weeks out. CFS V2, finally, these are 500 millibar horizontal breakdown into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 1st to the 7th of May. But next week has high pressure to our north and northeast, low pressure to our south and southwest, and winds coming in from an easterly direction. That brings the westish weather into the south and should be relatively mild. Week 2 will be the 8th to the 14th of May. Higher pressure then taking over to the south and the east. Low pressure is cut off in the Atlantic, and winds coming up from a southerly direction. That should be pretty warm, actually. And then week 3 will be the 15th to the 21st of May. Low pressure to the south and southwest. That brings potentially still quite warm weather, but also some wet conditions to southern and western regions. Might be a bit of thunder mixed in with that too. And week 4 also looking a bit unsettled. It's 22nd, 28th of May with low pressure just to the west of the country. Should again be relatively mild or warm. Winds in from southwest, but likely to be unsettled. The CFS also taking a turn to a more unsettled side today, particularly for weeks 3 and 4. Finally, we saw CFS is looking for June. This is the opening salvo from a CFS monthly. Remember these charts change daily. So today's idea turns up 700 millibar height anomaly. If you want a hot June, this looks pretty good, similar to last year. High pressure is over and slightly to the north of the country. Winds coming in from the east. That looks like a settled and potentially hot June to me. Temperature anomalies are significantly above average, especially so in the north by about 1 to 2 degrees. And precipitation-wise, a substantially drier than average month is predicted there, which would be a big flip, big change on what we've had over the past several months. No, we'll see. It's the open salvo from the CFS for June. I suspect there will be many twists and turns before we get to June, you know, in a month's time. But we shall see, and time, as ever, will tell. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. So to everyone bored doing that, want to drop a comment, let's say what you think about this and all of our videos content. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thanks so to everyone for doing that. We're going to be back at 7 PM with our first ever forecast for the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. Now, if you're interested in that, check that out. And it's coming up, as I say, at 7 PM tomorrow. Got 6 AM UK weather forecast, European outlook, and a 10 to 14 day. Please keep checking back to the channel for more. This will know that's all for now, and thanks for watching.